Hello, it is Sunday the 10th of December, and in this video I'm going to analyse the latest Lotto result and see if I can find the ways in which the winning numbers were the most outstanding. Now, first of all, in the last draw the set of balls that was used was set of balls number 6. And in this draw they've gone back to set of balls number 4. So for a while they've been using sets 5, 6, 7 and 8. Before that it was sets 1, 2, 3, 4. And then recently they changed back to sets 1 to 4. And in the last draw they switched to 6. And then they've gone back to set number 4. So does that mean that we're back on sets 1 to 4 or not? Well, sometimes what they like to do is, like for instance, you can see back in the 2080s they were using sets 5, 6, 7 and 8. Then they suddenly switched to sets 1 and 2, back to set of balls 8, and then they carried on with the lower sets. And I think that might be what's going to happen again. I think that they've gone to the lower 4 sets, switched back up to a high set, and now they're going to carry on with the lower sets. So it's not really safe to assume anything at the moment, but I'm guessing they're going to carry on with sets 1 to 4. That's just my guess. Right, so it was Machine Lancelot, set of balls number 4. And of the 6 winning numbers, one of them is most outstanding on this chart. This chart summarises the draw history since draw 2066, when the numbers went up to 59, and we're looking at all machines and all sets of balls, but really we're only looking at sets 1 to 8 and machines Merlin, Arthur, Guinevere and Lancelot, because they're the only ones that have actually been used since draw 2066. So I've got the frequent end of the x-axis is on the right. The more recent end of the y-axis is at the bottom, and you can see that number 54, one of the 6 numbers drawn, is the most frequent of all the numbers on the chart. It is the most outstanding in that respect because it's the most frequent. So in what ways were the other numbers outstanding? Well, let's find out. Let's just look at the draws where Lancelot has been used. So none of them most outstanding on that. And if we look at just set of balls number 4 as well. Now the chart is obviously too small to see anything. So if we look at the full draw history, then let's see where the winning numbers were on this chart. So out of all the numbers, you can see that number 2 out of the 6 numbers is the only one that's actually on the edge of the chart. Now the edge of the chart is this diagonal line that separates the half of the chart that's populated by numbers and the half that's not. That's the edge of the chart. But the only one I predicted was 54 because it was most frequent, because I tend to go for the most outstanding numbers. Now if we look at a chart for the full draw history, all machines, all sets of balls, and I'll just flip it horizontally, then looking at it this way, obviously the 10 more recently added numbers are off the chart because they've not been in enough draws to be as frequent as the other numbers yet. In fact, they'll never catch up. So anyway, number 39 is on the edge of the chart. Now if you look where 39 is on the recent history, it's not on the edge of the chart, but it's near the edge. You see, there seems to be a line of numbers that are all aligned on this line. I could draw a straight line on the chart that would pass through all those numbers. 39 is one of those. Let's see where the other winning numbers were on this chart. So the others are just down at the bottom. Now if we go back to the full draw history, 39's there, right? And if we suddenly jump forward to draw 2066, then it doesn't move much in relation to the other numbers. But what if we went halfway between full draw history and recent history, and we just eliminated the first 1000 draws and looked at a chart summarising the more recent history from draw 1000, and then what we find is very interesting. 39 is most frequent. Now the most frequent number is 23, but that's when we look at full draw history. But if we just look at the last 1000 draws, it's 39 that's most frequent. Okay, maybe not the last 1000 draws, but the last 1200 draws. 39. Quite a considerable gap between that number and the other number. And it is nearest to the top left corner, which on this chart means it's the most overdue for its frequency. It's slightly more overdue than, on average, than the other numbers. I think it's about 5th most overdue, and it's definitely most frequent on this chart. So 39 was in fact outstanding in that respect. So I now know that instead of just looking at the full draw history and the history since the numbers went up to 59, now I know that if you look sort of halfway between the two, then what you find is this chart where 39 is most frequent. So let's look at numbers paired with 54 then and see what we find. We find that number 2 is most frequent with 54, but also 23, which wasn't drawn in the last draw. and 39 second most frequent. So let's see where the other winning numbers were. Okay, so you can see 37 close to the edge of the chart, and this is for numbers paired with 54. And it makes no difference whether we look at full draw history or recent history, because 54 has only been added recently. So if we go back to the full draw history now and look at numbers paired with number 39, to see what we can find. First of all, I'm also going to have to flip the chart vertically. And let's see where the winning numbers were. So, not particularly outstanding on that chart. See, on this chart, obviously 35 is most outstanding. That's to occur with 39. So let's narrow it down to just the 8 sets of balls that have been in use since draw 2066 and the 4 machines that have been in use. So now that one's not as outstanding. Okay, let's see what happens if we just look at set of balls number 4. Well, none of them are outstanding on that. That's where the winning numbers were on that chart. Okay, this is interesting. If we just look at set of balls number 4 and numbers paired with 39 in that set, then you can see that 32 is most outstanding because it's past the line that defines where the edge of the chart is. So you can see how 32 is most outstanding on that chart. So now we've found the only way I can find so far that 32 was most outstanding out of all the numbers. Let's see where the other winning numbers were on that chart. So you can see 2 and 37 are close to the edge of the chart as well. And let's see what happens if we look at all machines. Now you can see that 37 is on the edge. Let's see where the other winning numbers are now. So 32 and 37 right on the edge of that chart. Okay, now let's look at just the draws where Lancelot was used, and this is for numbers paired with 39. Now you can see 32 and 37 are the most overdue numbers that have occurred before with 39, and surprisingly 48 has not occurred at all with 39 and sets 1 to 8. So those are the ways that 32, 37, 54 and 39 are most outstanding. Also number 2 was more frequent with 54. So let's look at a chart for number 2. and this is for Lancelot as well. Now to look at all the machines that have been in use since draw 2066. Now you can see why I've been putting 2 and 45 on as a 2 number up pick. Let's look where 45 is. Most outstanding on that chart. But 45 did not come out, unfortunately. Also, if we look at a chart for 32, I'll just flip that round. And look where 19 is. Look how overdue that is. That's a good 2 number up pick as well. But 19 did not come out. So what can I do? Let's try again. So in what way was number 46 most outstanding? Well, let's try and find out. Okay, let's just look at a chart for 36. And the 4 machines in use since draw 2066. And nothing outstanding on that. Okay, that's where the numbers were on that chart. And if I look at just set balls number 4, numbers paired with 46. We can see that 32's on the edge of the chart. And 54 obviously yet to occur. But apart from that, also number 2 near the edge of the chart. So it's quite difficult to say in what way 46 was most outstanding. But you've seen the ways in which the other numbers were most outstanding. And so, if we'd looked at these charts in those ways, then pick those numbers for those reasons, then we would have won. But the thing is, I don't know in what ways the numbers are going to be most outstanding until they've actually been drawn. So it's really quite unpredictable. Oh yeah, notice also 32 most frequently number 2 in recent history as well. So 54 and 32 more frequent. And on the chart for 46, you can see 37 is definitely on the edge of the chart in the recent histories. So, chart for numbers paired with 46 on the full draw history. And just looking at the currently used machines and currently used sets of balls. Yeah, that's it. Right, set of balls number 4, number 46. Recently used machines. 32 is on the edge of the chart. Number 2 is near the edge. And then that's looking at full history. And then we'll go to recent history. Look at all sets of balls. Then 37 is on the edge. And that's for numbers paired with 46. So if we look at chart for 37, now 46 is on the edge of that chart. And I'm guessing it'll be the same on the chart for 32. Let's find where it is. No, it's not. Right, but last draw actually. Strange how that pair of numbers has occurred twice in a row. Quite unlikely for that to happen. I noticed number 2 is most frequent with 32. So not 46, not really most outstanding in any way, but you can see it was on the edge of the chart for 37 in recent history. Or should I say relevant history, because now there's 59 numbers, it's only the recent history that's relevant. So those are the ways in which the winning numbers were most outstanding in the last draw. Now what we learn from that is that it's usually the most outstanding numbers that get drawn. And what's most outstanding now are number 5, because it's most overdue. 54 still, because it's most frequent. And the nearest to the top right corner, 34, and number 10. And you see this line with all the numbers aligned. 10 and 34 are both over that line. Numbers paired with 10. We've got all these ones that are overdue. These are the most frequent. The most overdue for its frequency to occur with number 10 is number 11. Okay, chart for 34. That's what that one looks like. And also 34 and 54. Or maybe 57. And I noticed number 6 is most overdue again. I'm not. So let's look at the full draw history. In fact, let's just have a look at that one starting at draw 1000 again. See how it's changed now. See where 34 is? On that. I think 34 probably the next draw. And this is a chart for 34, looking at last 1000 draw. and that's the full draw history. So 26 most overdue to occur with 34, and that's just for these 4 machines and 8 sets of balls. Now if we assume it's safe to assume that the machine that will be used is either Guinevere or Lancelot, then numbers to occur with 34 maybe 6, 33, or numbers on this line. And if we're going to assume that the current trend is sets 1 to 4, that's what the chart looks like. This is what the full chart looks like. You can see number 6 is most overdue. And then when we look at recent history, and 19. Now if we look at chart for number 6 and just the current trend machines and sets of balls, we get this chart, and if we look at all machines and all sets of balls paired with number 6, the most overdue is 13 and the most frequent is 19. Now 19 is also most overdue on this current trend chart. See 19 and has yet to occur in recent history. If we look at chart for 19, full draw history, just the current trend machines and sets of balls, 36 most frequent, and if we look at all machines and all sets of balls, then what we find is to occur with 19, look where 32 is, definitely most outstanding, also 44. 6 is quite frequent as well. So here's a bunch of numbers to look at, the possibility of them occurring together. If we look at a chart for 44, see where 19 is, and also 18. Look at the chart for 18, that's why 44. But if we're going to pick 5 numbers from 1 to 49, then we need to pick one from 50 to 59 as well. And the most overdue out of those is 57. So it looks like a good choice to go with those 5 numbers. So if you want a prediction for the next draw, that's my prediction. So in conclusion, that just about wraps up this video. Good luck in the next draw. Subscribe to the next video, and bye for now.